Hunger does not discriminate, not in age, not in community. Well, every year, Feeding South Florida helps more than 700,000 families in need. And with the government shutdown now in its 26th day, families right here in our area, they are in desperate need of food and a lot of other services. The Now's Ryan Hughes live for us this afternoon in Boynton Beach with this call for help. Ryan?
Shannon, good afternoon. We are in the Choice Pantry Room here at Feeding South Florida. Behind me, you can see this is where the families come to pick out some food, pick out some canned goods. But take a look over here. You can see there are now a lot of empty shelves. The government shutdown, they are feeling the impacts here, and Feeding South Florida now treating this as a disaster. For the past few months,
we'll put it in here.
Kathy Rose has been donating her time sorting food and household items inside the warehouse at Feeding South Florida, but her help is needed more now than ever.
Especially with this government shutdown. It's horrifying that people don't have enough to eat.
Feeding South Florida is seeing an increase in families reaching out, needing assistance with the basics like food. The organization now helping some 2,600 TSA workers that are furloughed, as well as members of the Coast Guard and courthouse employees.
Families who are used to receiving a paycheck and being able to provide for themselves and go grocery shopping are no longer able to do that.
Reimbursements for federal commodity programs have been cut off, so now Feeding South Florida is asking for monetary donations to help these families who are working without a paycheck.
This is what our volunteers are able to sort through.
And it needs more volunteers in the warehouse as the shutdown drags on.
We're able to provide food. We have the food to distribute, but the resources necessary to help ensure that we can get that food out is what's critical.
And Feeding South Florida has already made distributions to Fort Lauderdale and Miami International Airports. We're told they are now working on setting one up at PBI. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll talk more about the resources furloughed workers can receive here and how you can play a role in helping them. But for now, we are live in Boynton Beach. Ryan Hughes for the Now, South Florida.